What's a decision you'll spend your whole life trying to answer for? Mine started with an unlocked gate I meant to fix that weekend, and it cost a child his father. I was 29, managing a small construction site on weekends to make extra money, overseeing a residential pool installation crew. Part of the job was securing the site each night, fencing, locked gates, all of it standard, all of it my responsibility to check before I left. I want you to understand that part. I was the last set of eyes on that site every single evening. It was late October, the pool nearly finished, but not yet filled with the safety cover installed, deep end still uncovered and full from testing the equipment that week. The temporary fence gate had a latch that had been sticking for days. I'd told the site owner I'd replace it Saturday. Friday evening, I checked the site, noticed the latch was loose again, told myself it would hold one more night, and went home. That night, the family living 2 houses down had a cookout. Their son, 7 years old, wandered off during dessert, while the adults were distracted cleaning up. Nobody noticed him gone for maybe 10 minutes. The boy's father, a quiet man I'd only met once when he'd walked by the site, asking when it'd be finished for his own kids to eventually enjoy, realized his son was missing and ran the neighborhood calling his name. He found the loose gate. He must have seen something in the water because neighbors later said they heard him shouting before anything else. He went in after his son without hesitating. I don't know most of what happened next firsthand. I got the call from the site owner at 11 that night, his voice barely holding together. Paramedics had already pulled both of them out. The boy survived barely, after CPR from a neighbor who happened to be an off-duty nurse. His father didn't. I have spent 13 years trying to make sense of the arithmetic. A boy alive today, grown into a teenager, I still think about constantly. A father who ran toward danger without a second of hesitation, gone. Because a latch I said I'd fix on Saturday didn't make it to Friday night. There's no version of that math that balances. I stopped trying to force it years ago. The part that nearly broke me completely was the civil suit. I didn't fight any of it. I wanted whatever they decided to give me. The boy's mother was in that courtroom, having lost her husband while her son was still in the hospital recovering. I couldn't make myself look at her. I assumed she wanted to see me held accountable, and I was ready to give her exactly that. After the hearing, she asked to speak with me privately. I braced myself, ready to accept anything she needed to say. Instead, she took both my hands and said, "My husband ran into that water without thinking twice, and I have spent every day since trying to be someone our son can be proud of the way he was proud of his father. I won't let you spend your life sitting in guilt instead of living like someone who understands what he gave up. That's not what he'd want from either of us. I didn't feel like I deserved that. I still don't, most days. But she handed it to me like a heavier sentence than any court gave me, and I've tried to live up to it ever since. I left construction site management entirely, a private penance nobody demanded of me. Instead, I started volunteering with a nonprofit that audits residential pool safety compliance for low-income families, checking exactly the kind of fencing and latch issues that changed everything that October. I've done that work for 10 years now, one property at a time, thinking about one loose latch and one Saturday that came a day too late. I've watched fences get reinforced, gates get replaced same day instead of next week. I'll never know how many accidents that prevented. That's the nature of it. The good stays invisible because counting it any other way would be unbearable. The boy 17 now reached out to me last spring, completely out of nowhere. He said he wanted to thank me for the work I'd been doing, not to relitigate what happened. He sent me a photo of his father from that same summer, standing by their own backyard grill, laughing at something out of frame. It sits on my desk now, next to the latch I still carry in my toolbox from that job, replaced but never thrown away.